Hello, I'm Fast Lawyer. I'm with Oculus Rift Reviews. Today we're going to do a review for Kamile's of Fall, a VR experience. It'll officially release, full release today on the Steam store for every major headset. It normally retails for $5. It's currently on sale 10% off, but I actually got it on sale 50% off during the Steam Fall Sale 2019, but I'm just playing it today because, I do that a lot. I buy games, forget to play them, and then I play them whenever they have the full release. This is a VR cinematic experience with very few interactions. Whole thing takes about 15 minutes. Now, if you look for every single item you might be able to pick up and try to read everything, you might extend the gameplay to maybe 25 minutes. And I have to be honest, I kind of liked where the story was going. This is a prologue, so it ends kind of abruptly. But I really didn't like anything else about the game. This game has like 2 mini games in between. Those are the main interactions. And this is one of them where you're just touching screens really fast. And this was very monotonous, very boring. It's easy, super easy. That's not my problem with it. My problem is not that it's easy, it's just that it's very boring and very monotonous. And I got tired of tapping. I just didn't want to tap anymore. I actually had to do this twice, once just for my first playthrough and then second for this review. And yeah, I kind of was not happy about that because this is very, very boring. There is another mini game, and you'll see that later in the video. I show off the 2 mini game portions, and they're just super bad. The interactions in this game are just not very good. And here's my tip for developers out there. If you make a VR cinematic experience and you're thinking about putting interactions in there, make sure they're pleasant and not a negative. In this game, this experience, the mini games, the interactions were a real negative that made you not enjoy the VR cinematic experience. Which is a shame because I kind of like the world building here. It seems like the start of what might be a good story. And these developers are supposedly, allegedly working on further chapters to this story. And I am intrigued to see where this story is going to go. But not if it includes this stuff right here. These terrible interactions. This game is teleport by nodal teleportation only, so beware of that. You can only teleport through certain nodes in the game. You don't have full locomotion or turning. Basically, just teleport to the nodes, to some predetermined locations. You can use like your magnet hands to pick up some objects, and there's like some notes and stuff that you can read to get a little bit more background in the story. The graphics aren't the best. They're not awful, but you can see here looking out through the window of the elevator, and it's just so dated, which is odd because there are some really nice set pieces here where you can see some effort was put into it, and then you see the view from the elevator or the view from the balcony just doesn't look really good. It looks really dated. You can actually play the drums though, which is odd. That's the kind of interactions that we want. And that was really one of the better things about this game is the ability to go to the drums and play them. But a lot of the other interactions were just so basic that they're not really interesting to experience this VR world and be immersed in this VR world. So even if you have a good story, those kind of mechanisms take you out of the story. The nodal teleportation, the dumb mini games. Here's the other mini game I was talking about. Basically just catch red balls with your hands. It's really, really dumb, boring, and I hated doing it a second time. So if I have to rate this game, unfortunately, I'm going to have to rate it negatively. $5 is a little too much for this experience. There is very little content, and the content that is there is just not very enjoyable because the only really good part's the story, but kind of the whole experience takes you away from the story with all the things that are wrong with this experience. I want to see more chapters. I'd like to see the full story. Maybe then I can rate it positively, but for right now, only the prologue for $5, that's way too much. I'm going to give it a 4.5 out of 10. I'm Fast Lawyer. I'm with Oculus Rift Reviews. Thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day. Goodbye.